Oh, cool. Oh, here we go.
Coby, you're stupid.
Hello and welcome to the Boys Upstairs Show. This is Coby's top 10 NBA teams list.
What?
What?
10, I got the Kings. Kings are playing great basketball again. I don't think they have enough firepower just yet to be higher than 10 in the list. So far, Keegan Murray's playing really good to start the season in his first 3 games, and he plays again tonight. He really has to make a big jump if they want to have a third superstar that can bring them out ahead in the top 10. But the Kings are at 10 for now. They're still playing great basketball. They still lack a lot of defense, though. And last year they had a historically great offensive season. I don't know if they're going to repeat that.
Light the beam. That's all I got to say.
Oh.
Yeah.
Number 9, I got the Thunder.
You think the Thunder are better than the Kings? That's where we stop this list right there.
They have so much defense. That's one thing. If they were in a series against the Kings, which is kind of how, if I have like close between two teams, I think about it, their defense is going to hold up a lot better. So I got them at number 9. Number 8, I got Dallas. Luka and Kyrie obviously look great. Luka's like, I always forget how great Luka is. Luka's top player in the NBA, top 5. He's so good. They still lack defense, perimeter defense and big man defense. So they're only going to be they'll be a good regular season team and probably not pan out too far past that. But their rookie center, Derek Lively, has had a great first 3 games. He's looking like he could actually be a center for the future. And if he is, then that helps them protect the rim a lot, and it helps them scoring the ball down low, which they struggle at. So he really could be a good center. So he put them up at 8 because now they actually have a decent big man, but they still lack defense. And they're still very like ISO friendly. Kyrie ISO, Luka ISO. They're not great at playing off each other. They're kind of just like take turns, like Luka try to ISO. If you can't get anything, give it to Kyrie, let him work. That sounds good in theory, but really you like it better when your 2 guards can play off each other. 7. So for so far this season, I got the Pelicans. The Pelicans, they look like the best team in the league at some points. I mean, Zion, wow. Zion is he if he could just stay healthy, he might be one of the best players in the game. You know, he can't shoot. You know what he wants to do. Take it to the rim. He still shoots over 60% from the field. You can wall up Giannis. For some reason, you can't wall up Zion. I think it's so impressive. He doesn't shoot, and he still is the most efficient around the rim scorer. You just can't stop him. He's bigger. He's stronger. He's faster. If he can stay on the court, they could be a top 5 team. Last year in my first NBA team list, I had them super high because they were playing great. Then Zion gets injured. They're not that great for the rest of the year. So I'm keeping them at 7. I have the Philadelphia 76ers.
What?
They have MVP Joel Embiid. They're still a really good team. Them having Harden, losing Harden definitely drops them down because that trade was an absolute fucking fleece. You gave up Harden and PJ Tucker and whoever that random third guy was who I don't think existed before 2 days ago. And you guys got back
we gave up literally zero, though. James Harden is never going to play a game for the 76ers again. And PJ Tucker, I think, has 0 points this far through 3 games. So it's like, what did we give up? Nothing.
James Harden. I mean, last year you had James Harden. He was led the league in assists, and
but,
I think still averaged like 20.
It's not the same. It's not the same situation. Like Daryl Morey, whatever the fuck happened, we don't know. He lied to him. Whatever happened, he's never going to play again for the Sixers. He said that. So that is what it is. We're in the same situation that we were with Ben, where it's just like he's not going to play for us anymore. We got to get what we could get. Last time we could get James Harden, and now we're getting fucking Robert Covington and Marcus Morris is basically our 2 best packages.
You guys got a bunch of like corner sitters and like
I don't
veterans.
think it was a fleece. Is what I'm trying to say. I think we got what we could. Like I would like Terrence Mann more than what we got.
Right, Terrence Mann would have made it a way better.
They didn't want to give up a young, like good potential piece for a guy who's like on the way out, which I understand. So it's like I like getting Rocco back, and we needed depth. So Marcus Morris is okay, and then.
No, I agree with what you're saying, but I think you guys got where I mean, like it's a good trade in terms of Harden wasn't going to ever play for you guys again, so you got some good depth for it. But like Batum's at the end, he's really just can shoot some threes, maybe play defense a couple possessions. Covington's not what he once was. He's a 3 and he's a kind of 3 and D guy. Marcus Morris is still kind of a dog, but again, he's really just like a scorer, and that's it. He could play. He used to play some defense, but he's getting older. You guys got a lot of older guys, but I still think you guys are still a good team. Tobias Harris is a great regular season player. Maxi's averaging 30 points so far. I think he's great. You still have Embiid. So I think you guys are still a top 6 team. I think you guys are a more stable team than the 4 teams I named under. Like you guys are a more definite. We probably know what we're gonna get out of you guys.
I'll chime in real quick on the Sixers. The Sixers are a lot better team when Joel Embiid is literally carrying them. The year when, I mean, I guess they had Jimmy, but the year they had the Italian dude coming off the bench, can't remember his name at the moment.
Marco Bellinelli.
Yes, and Joel Embiid was pretty much that whole team that year. Joel is a lot better player when he's really focusing on his game and not trying to get anybody else the ball. The Sixers have always been the Sixers. They always seem to come up short, but I don't know. I feel like they're better off with Joel having full control of the team and where the ball's getting thrown around and all that. So
I don't even know where to begin with this list. First off,
I have so many thoughts.
as Coby just said, he was the fucking leader in assists. So like, you're not getting that out of rock.
You have to take that with a grain of salt and like realize that the reason that he was the league leader in assists is because he could just give it to fucking Joel Embiid, who is the best player in the NBA.
But to put you guys at 6 is after you just lost Garen, like the second option basically, is fucking insane. The Thunder are not better than the Kings. If the Thunder and the Kings went to a 7-game series, I got the Kings probably like 3 or 4-2. I don't think the Thunder stand a chance. They're very young. They do have a lot of potential, but you can't say that until prove something. Thirdly, this is the last thing I want to say. I know Joel Embiid does look better when he has full control of the team. And we all know that when it's all on Joel Embiid, he sometimes gets hurt, usually in the playoffs. And usually once that happens, the Sixers go straight downhill.
The number 1 player in the Eastern Conference last week, Cam, I don't know if you know this, was Tyrese Maxey. He won Eastern Conference Player of the Week. So it's not all on Joel.
Trust Tyrese Maxey to take you to a championship?
I do. He's averaging 30 points a game. He's averaging 30 points a game through 3 games. I think that he's going to take a major step this year because he doesn't have Harden there. I think that James Harden being there for a little bit definitely like gave him some pointers and things like that. It helped him grow, but now he needs to take that step where it's just him with the keys. So I think that this is going to be a big year for Tyrese. And I think that, like Tone said, when it's like facilitating the ball to Joel, that's when we're at our best. So I like where we're at more than we were before today because of the trade. We have the distraction out of the locker room. We have a little bit more depth and some more pieces. I like where we're at, honestly. Like, we're not a top 5 team, probably, but I do think that we're still all right where we're at. And watch out at the trade deadline. Maybe a guy like Zach LaVine, maybe a guy like DeMar.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I did hear rumors of Zach LaVine considered in Philly. So if y'all did get Zach, I would give y'all the 6th spot. But as of right now, y'all are probably like,
if we got Zach LaVine, we might be a top 3 spot.
That's crazy. That's like delusional to say. Y'all are not.
I've got the Sixers at 4.
Thank you, Sam.
Their conference.
And it's, I mean, what do I know? All I know is Joel Embiid's good, and it's the process.
At number 5, I don't know, this might be a hot take, is the Warriors. The Warriors still look good. They have not, it looks like they haven't missed a beat, you know. Steph still looks like Steph. Chris Paul's coming off the bench now, and I think that could be big for them. Him running the second unit, he still looks like he's moving the ball great. Draymond's just coming back. Obviously, that lifts their defense up and just the team morale as a whole and the amount of illegal screens they commit. Some of their younger guys are getting better, like Kuminga has looked like he's a lot better of a player this year. I think without Jordan Poole, you know, a lot more focus is going to go on Steph and Clay and getting their best guys shots. Wiggins is still looking good, so I think they're a 5th best team right now. A lot of their team has been like pretty consistent. They didn't make much difference, any differences to the roster. A lot of teams are still like forming together and still trying to like learn their way with new players or new systems, new coaches. They pretty much stuck pretty much the same. So I think they're gonna have the easiest time, you know, getting a click on things and playing with each other, having chemistry. So I think that's big for them. 4 is where I have the Clippers. They just got better. They were already a deep team and they gave up some depth. So now they're just not as deep of a team, but they were already a deep team. Their starting lineup looks scary. Westbrook, Harden, Paul George, Kawhi and Zubac. They still have Terrence Mann, Bones Highland, Norman Powell, who is the most underrated player in basketball, in my opinion, or one of top 5 most underrated player in basketball. He's a great player. That's still their bench. They still got Mason Plumlee coming off the bench. So Bones, Norman, those are crazy. Who?
Zubac,
yeah, but Zubac's gonna start. But they still got they got a hell of a roster. Paul George is looking really good so far. You know, new load management rules, so maybe they won't take as many games off. And if they stay healthy, that team it can match up with any other team in the league 3 is the Bucks. They've had some bad losses. Right now they're losing to the Raptors, and they had a bad loss to the Hawks.
They lost.
Oh, they lost. Game's over. Okay, well they lost to the Raptors. Lost
So
to the
how
Bucks.
could you say this is based on 3 games when the Bucks been getting dogged?
Because you think the Pacers are like a better team than the Bucks? Like it's based on what we've seen so far, but like you can't just fucking. It's also you have to remember it's been 3 games. You can't just see fucking like I don't know like Cam Thomas average have 30 a game in the first.
And they got to work
Thomas.
Dame. They got to work Dame into the Bucks too.
Yeah, you can't just say Dame was 2 for 12 in his first couple games, so like he's about to be like he fell off. Like you have to take. It's based off what I've seen, but you also have to take into account you haven't seen enough to have real data. Like it's not that's like judging teams off of week 1 in NFL. Like you can't just do that. But so I still think the Bucks are 3rd best team. Dame and Giannis will figure it out. It's a little different. They have to figure out how to share. Like yes, Giannis has always been on a good team, but he's always primary guy number 1. Like it's different. Like him not being like the top dog or being like alpha A, alpha B. Because even though he's had like Holiday and Middleton, like they're not like number 1 guys. They're not going to just run the offense through them. Like now there's a whole nother player they have to get used to. But I think they're still a really good team. They're still the Bucks. They still have Giannis, who's a top 3 player in the NBA. Number 2, as much as I think they're number 1, is the Celtics.
Wow.
They look great. I mean, Tatum looks like he got better again, which is insane because he was already top 5, top 10 player. Now it looks like he got even better. Porzingis looks fantastic. Rim protection, shooting the ball. Most underrated pickup of the offseason. People were saying it wasn't going to be much. He looks fantastic. Holiday is playing amazing defense. He fits in perfectly. Derek White, all NBA defense last year. Pritchard stepping into a big role. We have guys off the bench who are actually playing pretty good basketball. And we look amazing. Our offense looks great. Our defense is still really good. We added 2 great defenders. No one's really came close except the Heat kind of gave us. We won by like 10. That's been like the closest game so far. We look unstoppable. But the one team I will say that is the best team in the league is the Nuggets, 4-0. They don't look like they missed a step. Nikola Jokic didn't touch a basketball for 4.
Shout out Joakim Noah.
Yeah, shout out
Joakim
Noah. Open invite to Joakim Noah.
No open invite. Fuck him.
Jokic didn't pick up a ball for 3 months. He looks better than he ever was. Jamal Murray looks the same. Michael Porter Jr. is still an elite shooter. Aaron Gordon. They kept the same team. They lost Bruce Brown, but Christian Braun looks like he's getting a lot better. They're the same team they were last year. So I don't see any reason why the defending champs who were 4-0. I don't see how they're not the best team. So as much as I want to say Celtics are, Nuggets are number 1. So Warriors 5, Clippers 4, Bucks 3, Celtics 2, Nuggets 1.
Oh, Cobe. No Suns.
No Suns, Cobe.
Fuck no. Suns were honorable mention. They were close, but they have not been healthy at all to start the year. And again, I know I'm predicting a little bit for the future. Beal hasn't played a game on this new team yet. They haven't. Booker only played in the first game. So them not being healthy early is gonna hurt them later. They're gonna get their chemistry slower. They're not gonna gel as fast. They're gonna have to learn how to play with each other still. They're 2-2, I think. They're not even a top 10 record right now. So for the current, they're not really a top 10 team. And for the future, I think this is gonna hurt them. Still have no depth. And they still struggled defensively. Insane. Beal, Booker, and Durant's a great first 3 to average 25 points a game. But me, Cam, and Tommy are also my average 20 points a game on that defense. They have 1 defender. They also got rid of Ayton, who was a decent rim protector, and replaced him with Nurkic. Nurkic is a shit rim protector. Their defense, they're the team you have to outscore. The Suns are going to put up 125, and if you can put up 130, you're going to win because they're going to give you the chance to put up 130. But if you can't score, if you can't be in a shootout, you're not going to win. But the Suns, they still have no defense. Their depth is still not great.
KD has played all the games. He's had like 30 points a game damn near. And it's like you can basically rely on the fact that like Bradley Beal is like probably going to be there. I don't think his back injury is that crazy. And Devin Booker already played. He had 32 and 8. So it's like I think
this team is elite.
The Suns are literally a all-star team. Like the fact that you don't have them in their top 10, like I know that they haven't been like crazy through 4 games, but it's like the Suns are also extremely top heavy. So it's like if they don't have 2 of their main 3 guys, then the bench guys are kind of ass because they don't have a lot of money. So it's
they
like
also have bench players. They got bench players.
But it's like my thing is like they can't be judged without Bradley Beal for all the games and D-Book for most of the games. And it's like they are still 500 through that stretch. And it's like they're not a top 10 team. Like, that's wild as shit. Like, I like the Thunder. I like the idea of the Thunder. But there's no universe where, like, at least halfway through the season, the Thunder have a better record than the Suns. Unless, like, all 3 of them are hurt.
I agree with that. The Suns do have depth. They got Grayson Allen, Bobo, Torrey Craig. And those are just 3. That's all you need. 3 people coming off the bench, honestly. So I mean, like, yeah, those aren't crazy bench players, but you
I was
also
gonna say, like,
you got KD, Bradley, Bill, and Devin Booker in the start. That's crazy starting five. So at the end of the day, they putting up one of those players dropping 30.
yeah, but you can't. There's no depth. You see in the playoffs, especially in late season, you need depth. Like Torrey Craig's a 3-and-D guy who's like 34. If they even still have him, he might have signed. He's low key on the Bulls, I think. Low key signed somewhere else. But fuck Torrey
Have
Craig.
you ever seen another team that's like this though? Like where it's like if let's say they do stay healthy, unlike the Nets, this team on the court at the same time is fucking crazy. Like Devin
It
Booker.
is, but I've seen it. I mean, like the
And they
Celtics
also-
a couple years ago had no bench, and we lost because of it. Like I mean, who the other?
I don't think the
Allen
Celtics.
is not.
I don't think the Celtics are as
I-
top heavy as.
Yeah, I think the Suns have a little bit more depth. They also have, I forget his name. The shooter is like Wananube or something.
Oh, Utah wanted not. He
Yeah.
wasn't even getting minutes on like the Nets last year though. He can
But
shoot.
he's
the
a
ball.
good shooter though.
Celtics should be number one. The way that their offense is moving. Is
Yeah, I agree with Cam. The Celtics to me, like I hate to say it because they're my least favorite team other than the Heat. They're the best team to me in my eyes.
yeah, 5 shooter at the center. You've got shooters all around the
I
court.
just feel like reigning champs are 4-0. Like there's nothing
I
from
get
the
that.
Knicks you could say to drop them down. Like
I
they didn't do
also
anything
get that, like
wrong.
you probably didn't want to put the Celtics because they're your favorite team, so I get that.
Yeah. Unless the Celtics like undoubtedly the best team. Like I try to be unbiased, but like I think the Celtics are better in my opinion. But like if you're ranking the teams and the team that literally was the best team in the league is 4-0 and like hasn't skipped a beat, like there's not enough to overturn the call. There's not enough to like be like,
Yeah.
nah, this is not the
I'm not gonna lie,
best.
y'all, the Celtics might have done enough. With that being said, I think the Celtics are the best team. Honestly.
We'll come back to this if I do this again like mid-season or some shit. And we'll see if the Suns are
we'll
top
definitely
10
do
team.
like mid-season and then end of season or something. But
Yeah, so we'll see whenever mid-season if Suns are a top 10 team. If the Suns are a top 10 team, I'll start off the video with an apology.
the
If
Suns
they're
are going to be a top 5 team for real. The
Oh,
Suns are going
I
to.
had another list that had Suns at 3.
Yeah.
So
Damn,
you're telling me I'm stupid as fuck? I don't know shit.
low key. I
Oh,
think
no, I'm just kidding.
All right. Well, hey, like and subscribe.